The first thing I noticed about her wasn't her face. It wasn't her voice either. It was the necklace. A thin silver chain, almost invisible against her skin, with a small, teardrop-shaped crystal at its center. It shimmered faintly, not like something reflecting light, but like something generating its own. At the time, I thought it was just expensive. I didn't know it was listening. Beginning. I met her on a train headed nowhere important. That's what I told myself anyway. The late-night intercity rail from Sector 9 to the coastal zones wasn't known for meaningful encounters. It was mostly workers, drifters, and people avoiding something or someone. I fell into at least 2 of those categories. She boarded at the second stop. No luggage. No hesitation. Just walked in like she knew exactly where she was going and sat directly across from me, even though the entire carriage was nearly empty. That should have been my first warning. But I was too distracted by the rain streaking the windows and the dull ache behind my eyes. "Is this seat taken?" she asked. Her voice was calm, measured, almost too precise. "No," I said, glancing up briefly. That's when I saw the necklace. It flickered. Just once. I frowned. Probably just a trick of the light. She smiled politely and sat down. For a while, neither of us spoke. The train hummed forward, slicing through the darkness, its interior lights casting everything in a sterile glow. Then she broke the silence. "You look like someone who's running," she said. I laughed softly. "Do I?" "Yes." "Well," I shrugged. "Aren't we all?" Her eyes studied me. Not casually, but like she was analyzing something. I felt uncomfortable under that gaze. So I did what I always do when I feel uneasy. I joked. "Relax," I said, leaning back. "I'm not dangerous. I barely have the energy to exist right now." And that's when it happened. Her necklace lit up. Not a flicker this time. A steady, pulsing glow. Soft blue at first, then brighter. I froze. "What was that?" I asked. Her expression didn't change, but something in the air did. "You said something interesting," she replied. I said I'm tired. "No," she said gently. "You said you barely have the energy to exist." "Yeah." The necklace pulsed again. Brighter. More intense. And suddenly, I wasn't sure this was jewelry anymore. Middle. The train lights flickered. Just once. But it was enough to make my stomach drop. "Okay," I said slowly. "You're going to explain that, right?" She tilted her head slightly. "Asking directly already?" she said. "Most people take longer. Most people don't glow when I talk." Her lips curved just barely. "That's fair." The necklace dimmed slightly, returning to a soft, rhythmic pulse. I leaned forward. "What is that thing?" She glanced down at it, almost thoughtfully. "It's a translator," she said. I blinked. A translator for what? Light. For truth. I stared at her. That doesn't make any sense. It will. Something about the way she said that made my chest tighten. "Look," I said, running a hand through my hair. "I'm not in the mood for games. If you're some kind of tech demo or—" "It responds to intent," she interrupted softly. I stopped. "It detects alignment between spoken words and internal state." "So it's a lie detector?" "Not exactly," she said. "Lie detectors measure stress. This measures truth resonance." I laughed again, but it came out hollow. "Truth resonance." "You said you barely have the energy to exist," she continued, ignoring my reaction. "And you meant it. Not metaphorically. Not casually." Her eyes locked onto mine. "You meant it as a statement of reality." The necklace pulsed brighter. My throat went dry. "That's ridiculous," I muttered. "Is it?" I looked away. The rain outside had intensified, streaking the windows like blurred lines of static. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. Because, she said, you triggered it. What? It hasn't responded like that in a long time. I frowned. So, what? I'm special now. Not special, she said. Compatible. That word hit differently. I didn't like it. Compatible with what? She hesitated, just for a moment. And in that moment, the necklace flickered again. This time not blue, but something deeper, almost violet. When she spoke again, her voice was quieter. Do you believe, she asked, that reality is fixed? I blinked. That's a weird question. Answer it. I don't know, I said. I guess things are what they are. Are they? She said softly. The necklace pulsed. Violet now. The air felt heavier. You ever feel like something's off, she continued. Like you're slightly out of place? Like everything is just a little misaligned. I swallowed. Because I had. More often than I liked to admit. Yeah, I said quietly. The necklace flared. Bright. Almost blinding for a second. Her eyes widened slightly. There it is, she whispered. There what? She leaned forward. And for the first time, I saw something crack in her composure. Excitement. You're not supposed to feel that, she said. My heart started pounding. Not supposed to? In your version, she clarified. My version of what? She exhaled slowly. Then she reached up and touched the necklace. The glow shifted, expanding, wrapping faintly around her fingers like liquid light. And then she said the words that changed everything. You're not from this reality. The revelation. I stared at her, waiting for the punchline. It didn't come. Okay, I said slowly. You're serious? Yes. That's insane. Is it? Yes, I snapped. That's literally the definition of insane. The necklace dimmed slightly. Not fully. Just enough. You don't believe me, she said. Of course I don't believe you. Then why is it still glowing? I froze. Because it was. Faint but steady. She leaned closer. Your mind rejects it, she said softly. But something deeper doesn't. My chest tightened. No, I said. No, this is. Do you remember your childhood clearly? She asked suddenly. I stopped. What? Your early memories. Before age 10. Are they consistent? I hesitated. Because they weren't. Not entirely. There were gaps. Blurry patches. Moments that didn't quite line up. I don't know, I admitted. The necklace brightened. Do you ever feel like your past doesn't belong to you? I looked at her, and for the first time, I didn't have an answer. The silence stretched between us. Heavy, unavoidable. Then she sat back. It's okay, she said gently. This is the part where it becomes difficult. Difficult? I repeated. Yes. She paused. Then, she removed the necklace. The glow didn't stop. It intensified, spilling into the air like liquid light. And suddenly, the world around us flickered. The train, the seats, the windows, all of it glitched like a broken signal. I gasped, gripping the edge of my seat. What the hell is happening? This, she said calmly, is the truth you weren't supposed to see. The train dissolved. Not completely, but enough that I could see something beneath it. Something vast, structured, layered, like reality itself was a projection, and we were seeing behind the screen. I couldn't breathe. This isn't real, I whispered. It is, she said, just not in the way you think. My hands shook. Then what is it? She looked at me, and this time there was no hesitation. No more filters, she said. No more partial truths. The necklace flared one final time. Brilliant. Overwhelming. And she spoke. You were placed here. Ending. The world snapped back into place. The train, the rain, the dim lights, all normal again. Except nothing felt normal anymore. Placed, I echoed. She nodded. Your consciousness originates from a higher layer reality. This environment, this world, is a containment simulation. I stared at her, trying to process. Failing.
Why?
I asked. Because you broke something. My stomach dropped. What? In your original layer, she said, you discovered how to destabilize structured realities. I felt cold. You mean like this one? Yes. And they just put me here? To contain you, to observe you, to prevent further damage. My thoughts raced. That doesn't make any sense, I said. I don't remember any of that. They removed those memories, she said gently, but not perfectly. The necklace pulsed faintly in her hand. You still feel it, she added. The misalignment, the sense that something is wrong. I looked down at my hands. They didn't feel like mine. Not entirely. So what happens now? I asked. She hesitated. And that scared me more than anything. That depends on you, she said. On me? Yes. She leaned forward. There's a choice. I laughed weakly. Of course there is. You can stay here, she said. Continue as you are. Live a normal life. Never remember. And the other option? She opened her hand. The necklace hovered slightly above her palm, glowing softly. You come back. My heart pounded. Back to what? The truth, she said. And what happens if I do? Her eyes softened. Then everything changes. I swallowed. And if I don't, then nothing does. Silence. The train continued forward, as if nothing had happened. As if my entire reality hadn't just been shattered. I looked at her, at the necklace, at the faint glow that had somehow rewritten everything I thought I knew. Why me? I asked. She smiled. A real smile this time. Because you're the only one who ever said it out loud. Said what? She tilted her head slightly and repeated my own words back to me. You barely have the energy to exist. The necklace pulsed. Soft. Certain. Because somewhere deep inside, she said, you remember that this isn't where you belong. My chest tightened. The truth of it hit harder than anything else. Not fear. Not confusion. Recognition. I closed my eyes. Took a breath. Then opened them again. If I go back, I said, will I remember everything? Yes. And if I stay? You'll forget this conversation. I nodded slowly. Of course. Of course it worked like that. I looked out the window. The rain had stopped. For the first time, I noticed the reflection staring back at me. It didn't feel unfamiliar anymore. Just incomplete. I turned back to her. To the necklace. To the choice. Okay, I said. Her eyes sharpened slightly. Okay, which one? I reached out. My hand hovered over the glowing crystal. For a moment, I hesitated, because once I chose, there was no going back. Then I smiled. Just a little. You said I broke something once, I said. Yes. I took the necklace. It was warm. Alive. Let's see if I can do it again. The light exploded. Brighter than before. Brighter than anything. And just before everything disappeared, I heard her voice. Soft. Certain. Welcome back.